Right now, we're learning the 40 form. And you may see different names for different movements if you look up the 40 form with different instructors, and that's okay. Like I said, with Open the Door, we want to make it as approachable, accessible, as fun as possible. So don't worry about if you have a different name here or a different name there for a movement. You're still going to be getting the benefits, because once we learn these movements, we're going to be applying the underlying principles, and that's really where the rubber meets the road, where the benefits of Tai Chi can start to manifest in your body. So with the 40 form, we've learned the first two sections, and the third section starts with that hold the ball to the left, just like we did when we ended the first section and started the second section. But before we do that, I want to practice a couple familiar moves, things that are part of the Yang long form, part of the Yang 24 form. Let's review part the wild horse's mane and Fair Lady works the shuttle. We'll take a step back here. I want you to hold the ball to the right, stepping out with the left and moving from the Dianne, letting that rotation just open up into your part the wild horse's mane. And then holding the ball again, stepping out, let that Dianne rotate and open up into your part the wild horse's mane. As we do our Tai Chi, remember our arms are nice and rounded. We never have straight, stiff joints. We want to make sure that the Dianne is allowing that rotation. As we do our part the wild horse's mane, we're not just opening up from our arms like this. The Dianne is allowing that rotation to happen. It's leading the rotation, which opens up gently into your part the wild horse's mane. One more step. Then Fair Lady works the shuttle is very similar. Now, we're not going to do the same 4 corners that we do in the long form. It's going to be more similar to the 24 form. So as you do your Fair Lady works the shuttle, you're holding that ball to the right. You're stepping out with your left, lifting that left hand and up, and the right hand comes out. Remember again, there's not stiff joints. We want to keep our arms nice and rounded and our elbows and shoulders dropped. So holding that ball to the right, step out, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Then rocking back, holding that ball, stepping out again, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Now the right hand comes up and the left hand comes out. One more, Fair Lady works the shuttle. And just like we were working on last week with our substantial and insubstantial, both of those movements utilize our chi walking of rocking back and then allowing one leg to be completely substantial and then stepping forward, rocking back, letting one leg become completely substantial, and then stepping forward. You're just adding the arms to that movement. Both of these have chi walking at their basis. When we start the third segment, like I said, we've just come into our hold the ball to the left. We're going to turn over our right shoulder. I'm going to show it to you this way first. We're going to turn over our right shoulder and we're going to hold the ball to the right. So if we practice holding the ball, which we should as new beginners do, is understanding when the weight is to the right, that right hand is high, the left hand is underneath. As we come to the left hand is high, the right hand is underneath. It's a very important movement it's a simple transitional movement, but you're gathering energy as you're gathering this ball, because Tai Chi is about gathering and releasing energy. So let me show you in the direction you're actually going to go again, how that first little transitional step goes. You're holding the ball to the left, you turn over your right shoulder, bringing your weight to the right, and hold the ball to the right. So now let me show it to you face on so that you can see a little bit more. I know my back is to the camera at that point. If I'm holding the ball to the left, my weight is on the left, then I step over my right shoulder, I'm simply holding that ball again to the right and bringing my left foot up. There's no rocking back in that first transitional movement. You're holding the ball to the left, stepping over your right shoulder, bringing your weight all the way to the right. Because then the next step, that left foot is empty, you're going to step out into your first Fair Lady Works the shuttle. So let's try that, going the direction we want to go. Holding that ball to the left. You're stepping over the right shoulder, bringing the weight all the way to the right, and then stepping out left, Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Now you are going to rock back here, holding the ball to the left, then step out with the right, Fair Lady Works the shuttle. You're going to rock back again, holding the ball to the right. You're going to step out this time left with Part the Wild Horse's Mane. Now you have one more Part the Wild Horse's Mane, but it has a little bit of a different step to it. You're going to rock back, holding the ball to the left. You're going to step out with your right foot, but instead of stepping on the diagonal, you're going to step straight down the line into your Part the Wild Horse's Mane. Remember that if this were north, and it's not really, but that's okay. If this were north, that's west, that's east, behind me is south. Sometimes we step on the diagonal. We don't just step straight down the line. When you're doing this 40 form, we have diagonal steps, but then this stepping straight down the line is actually very important with this final Part the Wild Horse's Mane. So what I want you to do here is think about holding that ball to the left, and then you're going to step, you're going to turn, you're facing north here, and then you're going to turn completely east, holding the ball to the right, bringing your weight onto that right, and you're stepping on the diagonal here for your first Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Rocking back, then stepping on the diagonal kind of southeast, Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Then your first Part the Wild Horse's Mane, stepping northeast. Then this time with the right, instead of stepping southeast, you're going to step straight east with that right foot and come into your Part the Wild Horse's Mane, which allows my torso to be pointed almost to this northeast position instead of to straight on east. Okay, I'm going to do this segment going towards you so you can see kind of what's going on. You're going to hold the ball to the left. You're going to do a transitional step to the right and then step out left on the diagonal. Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping out right on the diagonal. Fair Lady Works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping out left on the diagonal. Part the Wild Horse's Mane. And now I'm going to step straight for that camera with my last Part the Wild Horse's Mane, and notice that my torso is not straight on, it's to the side here. And there's a reason for that. When we get to that part the wild horse's mane and our torso is kind of on the northeast instead of straight on east, the next movement, we get to go into wave hands like clouds. So it's a very easy transition to step and come into our wave hands like clouds. So let me show you that again as we do our final part the wild horse's mane, and we're stepping straight east with our foot, but allowing our torso to be kind of northeast. Then we turn our body totally north, bringing the weight to the left and starting our wave hands like clouds, bringing that in, stepping out. One more step, it's 3 steps, just like in the 24 form, forming a bird's beak, and we settle into our single whip. So let's do that third section, again, from holding the ball to the left. We're going to turn completely east, holding the ball to the right, and then stepping on the diagonal, northeast, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping on the diagonal, southeast, Fair Lady works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping on the diagonal, northeast, part the wild horse's mane. Then stepping straight east with our right foot, part the wild horse's mane, allowing our torso to become northeast on the diagonal, then turning completely north, bringing your weight over to the left, stepping in with the right, stepping out, wave hands like clouds. One more step, forming a bird's beak and single whip. So let's do that section just one more time. There's not a lot of new movements in this section. In fact, there aren't any really new movements. It's just the way you're orienting your body. You understand part the wild horse's mane, Fair Lady works the shuttle, wave hands like clouds. You're just putting them in a different order and kind of in a different orientation. Let's try it one more time. Holding that ball to the left. Turn completely east, bringing the weight all the way onto that right, and then step out northeast. Fair Lady works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping out southeast. Fair Lady works the shuttle. Rocking back, stepping out northeast, part the wild horse's mane. Rocking back, now stepping completely straight east with that right leg, part the wild horse's mane, which allows your torso to be on the diagonal. Then bring your torso completely north, weight comes to the left, stepping in with the right, you're beginning your wave hands like clouds. 3 steps. As your weight comes to the right, form a bird's beak and single whip. So that's the third section of your 40 form. Practice just that section for a while and then try adding it on too as you begin from the very beginning, and you can go through 1, 2, and 3. If you have